In this video, we will go over how to make this procedural rock that has a seed value. You can change it and it'll generate different types of rocks. So we're going to start with doing a cube, turning these all off, doing a new geometry nodes, and we're going to start with an icosphere, plug this into here, do 0.2, and the whole setup is starting by doing a bunch of distribution of points, and taking a volume and making a mesh out of it. And we're going to do a random value here because we want those points to have different values. So we do e divided by 16, e divided by 8 there. And we're going to subdivide it here. We're going to triangulate it. Oh, put this here. And then this, do this set position here. And then a set material right here. And so this set position here is going to displace the mesh, which we'll get into by doing a position. And I want to say, hey, I want to displace the position of the points. And in order to do that, I need some vector math as well as a noise value. So we go here and do a noise texture, plug that here. But now the problem we have is that it is not in the center. So I'm going to subtract, and then I'm also going to multiply, and I want to elongate my shape, and then I want to center it by doing this. And now it's back in the center. And then we have our seed value right here, which I'm going to take this input, plug it here, and now we have it right here in the modifier tab. And then finally, we need to just displace the faces. So I'm going to plug this position node into here. And I basically want to create some fracturing. And in order to do that, we need some Voronoi. Plug this here. Gonna do e divided by 8. And then I want this value to be 16 and e, and then I want it to be 8, 1, and 1. This is gonna look a little weird for a sec, but that's okay. And the value, we're gonna plug this into here because we want the x, y, and z to be the same value here. I'm gonna do e divided by 16 as my value. And then I'm going to do a add, plug this position into here. So I'm basically saying, hey, I want to take this Voronoi fracture type of effect, which I can just move this value and you have more fracturing. And I want to add it to the position offset of the faces. And so then I'm going to just add one more add node here. And it's a little displaced, but we're going to fix that by doing one more Voronoi. And I actually just want the distance, which is basically a gradient in the middle of each face, and then it kind of spreads out. but I want to accentuate that gradient by adding a math node, changing that to power, changing that to E, and then I also want this scale to be E as well. Let's just move this a little down because we need a little more space. And then for the faces, I want to reference the index, or excuse me, the normal of each face. And then I'm going to do one more vector math multiply, like that there. And now we have this shape. I'm going to duplicate this one more time, add a value node, plug this here, put this here, and do E divided by 8. And I think we're all set with that. I'm also going to add a decimate modifier and turn it to like 0.1 or like 0.05 here. Let's go back to the geometry nodes. And we are, I believe, about all set with that. So we have this here, and I think that we just need to change this value. And let's multiply the normal. And we have it changing shapes here. Oh, that is why it's, we need to increase the, oh, uh-oh. Oops, I meant to do a subdivision of 3. Not 33, that will crash Blender. So, oh man, I'm gonna actually go back to this. Good thing I saved. So, okay, we're back here, and I actually just want the boundaries to be 3. There you go. Okay, that's looking better. So, as I change this value here, we have different versions of the rock. And that one like looks interesting. So let's just get into the material, which I'm not going to do completely from scratch. So we're going to go to the shader editor, choose the material, press home. If you can't find your node network, just press home and you'll find it here. And all I basically did was I went to a shader to RGB, diffuse, color ramp, plugged the Voronoi texture into here, changed it from F1 to smooth F1, plugged a map node, plugged a texture coordinate into here, and then I basically just added some noise textures into the scale of the mapping node, which causes a little bit of like distortion in here. And then if you change these mix values, you'll kind of get a different feel. And then I pretty much just took this onyx and then I just changed the color ramp to constant, took a eyedropper tool, and then if you hold shift and cross over this onyx, you'll get the color value and then it'll project onto this model. But yeah, that basically does it. Like I said, you just change this value. And then if you want more cuts in your rock, you just need to adjust this multiply and you'll create more fracturing. Change this add value as well, can look cool. So yeah, I hope you learned something from this, and thank you for stopping by and watching.